So how can we focus on that more? What do you think the shift will be? Because this is pretty revolutionary, I would say, in terms of, no one talks about this.
Yes. Well, good lifestyle practices are definitely imperative, which is resistance training and diet. But I also think measuring intermuscular adipose tissue so you have a baseline is going to be important. And how you're going to do that is going to be your next question. Well, we don't have great and easy ways to do that.
Gotcha.
How we would do it would be ultrasound or MRI. And say, for example, in Japan, an individual could get an MRI for like $100. But here, it's not as accessible.
Yeah.
The moment it becomes more accessible is the moment we're going to be able to see at a population level in the US what we're actually dealing with. But I think the problem is that intermuscular adipose tissue.
That's really cool.
So it's this idea of muscle quality.
I love that.
It's not just about having more muscle. It's about having better functioning muscle.
Yeah.
It's that lean muscle quality. And I think that's what's so critical.
Well, let's keep talking about that too, because I think it's like, looking at, and it's just how people are, right? You also believe people that look the part, and you and Don live it and look it. And I also think it's a thing of like, hey, it's something to shoot for, to look like you, to look like Don. So let's just say like, hey, what are some of these, getting quality muscle, the way to train hard? Like what are some, if we can go inside your world?
I mean, I think it's really exciting. Think about it.
I do too.
If we can quantify the amount of healthy muscle someone should have and begin to actually place qualifications. So for example, a lower quality muscle would be a weaker muscle, which has fat like in between these muscle bundles. That's crazy.
Yeah.
And let's say your body fat, which it's not, would be 30%, and my producer's body fat is 20%, but you had very low intermuscular adipose tissue, you would be healthier even though your body fat's higher.
Interesting. But then wouldn't you want to be like, well, cool, but...
Not really.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe, but it really allows us to reframe things. And I bet you these GLP-1s play a role in intermuscular adipose tissue, which is why there is, in part, PCOS, which we talked about, polycystic ovarian syndrome, which is the number one cause of female infertility. There's a handful of studies where they're using Ozempic to treat PCOS. And one of the changes that they were looking at was the change in intermuscular adipose tissue.
Wow. So they're in that right now. They're going through that right now to find out. Maybe this, Ozempic is a wonder drug.
I mean, it's definitely a wonder drug.
In more ways than it already is.
But also, listen, we know that there's no free lunch. But again,
that's a good point, because that's what I was kind of waiting for.
There's no free lunch.
Where does that free lunch come back and be a cost?
I mean, well, the fact is you have to do it.
Yeah.
But there's no free lunch. When you take Ozempic, I mean, there's a lot to think about there. And the first thing that we should say is that it's everybody's right to choose. I believe in body autonomy, and you can choose.
Yeah.
If you feel that you are someone who wants to try it and you don't have any health issues that would say that you can't, then you should. Whether you have 10 pounds to lose or 5 pounds to lose. Who are we to say that that's not appropriate? What if that person who struggles with the last 5 pounds is being mentally tortured?
There you go. That's a good point.
And have tried. I mean, you're all into mindset.
Yeah, for sure.
Who's to say?
If that's the thing that's holding them back from a joy-filled life, it's not our decision to make of what holds somebody back. If that's their thing, then sure, that can be their unlock to help them get past that point. I agree.
So who are we to say?
Yeah.
Or criticize?
Yeah.
Now, does it potentially take the hard work out of changing body composition? Maybe. Or does it just free up the mind to be able to focus on the things that matter most for that person?
Well, that's an interesting point too, because it does take a lot to stay in great shape, get in great shape. And if you don't have that a lot, and an interesting point too is like, I think a lot of people lose when they're on the road, when they have to go out to eat. Like, I think there's a lot of external variables that, you know, if you're at home all the time and you have the discipline to, you know, eat the same
I have a solution to what you're saying.
And that's what I was getting to. I was setting up that question because
I have a solution for
I need this answer.
Standards.
Keep
You
going.
set standards for how you operate in this world.
Yeah.
Don Saladino, my best friend, that guy, he's got standards. I know when he's coming to visit me, I know that his room, he's going to have his Fiji water. And I know that I'm going to get this delivered, that delivered, and he's going to be all set up because he's got standards.
I love that.
And when you set standards, you are less distracted. You have way more discernment.
So good.
When you are discerning, you have less internal conflict. You lose that pull of should I do this or should I eat that or should I skip my workout or should I be on my phone when I'm hanging with my kids. But if you set the standard and you are discerning in your thoughts and your actions, then you can follow your path.